They fucking gave me the wrong order, those pieces of shit. I got a bowl. Shit says Kevin on it. I'm not Kevin. I'm Liam. Fuck Postmates, bro. Honestly, fuck Postmates. They either missed shit in the order, they forgot the whole order, they gave me the wrong order. So shout out Postmates, you fucking suck.
Wouldn't that be heaven? A heaven just for two.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to 0 to a Million, where I will be taking a business from 0 to a million. This is episode 7. I am feeling great. I hope you are as well. But I gotta tell you something, filming this episode has been an absolute shit show. That's right, I worked for 2 hours yesterday, filmed the entire thing, only to find out at the end that my microphone was not fucking working. Why was it not working? Because I'm a fucking moron and I forgot to charge it. But it's okay. It's great. Totally fine. Why is it fine? Because I found lime and watermelon seltzer. How fucking fire is that? Woo! But anyway, I did have a couple of phone conversations recorded with sellers because we do have a couple of decent leads that we're talking to and trying to maybe work out a deal. But unfortunately, I don't have the audio to go along with it. I could try playing elevator music with it. That would look like this. Something about it just doesn't seem as entertaining though. So whatever, instead we're gonna talk about sales today. We've talked about goals, we've talked about systems, and now it's time for sales. Now I myself happen to be an excellent salesman. I have been in every sales job that I've ever worked. I have a very persuasive charm about me. But despite having a nearly disgusting amount of charm, I still need a clear sales process. So what does that mean? Well, it starts by having a short and concise pitch. You need to tell people exactly what you do, and you need to do it quickly. You need to know the questions you're gonna get before you get them. Not only do you need to have answers to those questions, but those answers also need to be short and concise. Most importantly, you're gonna end up getting objections.
Objection, Your Honor, on grounds that this is redundant.
Whether it be, I'm not interested, I'm not looking to sell, that's not enough money, I don't like the terms, I don't like this, I don't like your face, you're ugly, you're stupid, you smell bad. You are going to get objections, and you need to know how to handle each and every one of them. So let's throw it over to the whiteboard and we can kind of plan this out. Alright, so there's 3 things that we're gonna talk about today relating to sales. The first is going to be your pitch. Now, a lot of people think that your pitch is there to attract your target customer, but I don't think so. I believe that the purpose of your pitch is actually to repel people that are not your target customer. It's a way to eliminate all the people that might waste your time. So in the month and a half that we've been working on this real estate business, I've noticed that the biggest time wasters for us are twofold. It's people with really nice houses, and it's people that aren't that motivated to sell their house. So instead of talking about how quickly we buy homes or how we pay the best price, which we won't, by the way, what we're gonna do instead is make one statement that will eliminate all the people that might waste our time. We help distressed homeowners sell their homes quickly. Boom! I know that that's not super sexy, but what it does is it says, hey, if you've got a nice home or if you're not that motivated to sell, go the fuck away. It's simple and it's easy, and so it's effective. This is why they say it's not the size of the wave, it's the motion of the ocean. So we're gonna say that statement, and then we can top it off with a bunch of little extra things. We could say that we buy homes all cash, quick close, easy sale, straight up deal, simple, whatever. We could do all that shit, but it doesn't matter. The bottom line is this is what matters. It matters that we help distressed homeowners. The second part isn't even important. So we've given our pitch. After we give our pitch, now we're gonna move from the pitch to what we call qualification. That's where we're gonna start asking questions. We've eliminated some people. Now we're gonna eliminate even more people. We need to figure out, are you the kind of person that we can actually do a deal with? Now, what questions are gonna help us do that? Well, first, we want to know what price they're selling at, right? What do you want? What do you want in exchange for your home? How much money? What's important to you? After we know what they want, when do you want it? When are you thinking about selling the house? What I really want to know is, when do you want to close? Because if you want to close in a week, you're probably going to be a lot more motivated than someone that wants to close in 3 months, right? So what do you want? When do you want it? The next question might be, what does your house need, right? I need to calculate how much it's going to cost me to renovate your house, and then I'm going to use that calculation to negotiate the price that I need, right? And so I need to know how much is it going to cost in order to fix your home up, right? What does your house need? What do you want? When do you want it? What does your house need? And then the question that everyone always forgets to ask, who else would be involved other than yourself? Who else would be involved in the decision. They don't even know who they're doing a deal with most of the time. And so those are the 4 questions that we're gonna come out swinging with, which is what do you want, when are you thinking, what does your house need, and who's involved in this decision? If I know the answer to all 4 of those questions, I can tell you right on the spot whether we're gonna get a deal done or not, right? Just based off of those 4 questions. And you need to find out for your business, what are your 4 questions, or 5, or 3, or a million, whatever questions. What questions do you need to ask in order to find out if this person's the right customer for you, okay? So we got the pitch, we got the questions, and now, we're gonna move on to objections. The objections are what you get when you're trying to close the deal. When it comes down to the finish line, the objections are what you gotta get through. Most of the common objections you're gonna get are, I gotta think about it, I don't like the price, I gotta talk to my wife, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. But they all represent one thing, and what they represent is uncertainty. Anytime someone gives you an objection, it's because they're not sure. Right? They might be sure because they're there with you, but they're not sure because the deal's not done, right? If they were sure, the deal would be done. It's not, so they're unsure. So, what are some of the ways that that manifests itself? Well, one would be a stall. I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta feed my dog, I gotta talk to my wife. That's a time stall. Price is another common objection. I don't like the price, too low, too high, too this, too that. These are the main 2 objections that you're ever gonna get in your life. It's gonna be some form of, I don't like the price, or I gotta wait. So we know that. What's the first thing you do when you get an objection? Well, the first thing you're gonna do is you're always going to agree. Because if you disagree with them after they give you an objection, now the defenses go up and now you're not communicating anymore. And your goal as a salesman, the number 1 thing that you need to be doing at all times is communicating, transferring information, right? That's super important. And what you want to do is you want to have extreme transparency. And the way you do that is by communicating. So maybe what will happen is you'll go for the close on a deal and they'll say, I gotta think to my wife. What you would do in that scenario is be radically honest in your communication. You'd say, listen, I gotta tell you, Paul, I gotta tell you, Jim, I gotta tell you, Joe, I sense a little uncertainty in your voice. Can I ask why? What's up? Talk to me. What are you thinking? Right? And you need to be able to make those observations in order to be an effective communicator. You need to be able to pick up on little things because people communicate more with their voice and with their body than with their mouth. Their mouth means nothing. Nothing. So you could get that. You could get a price objection. Now, keep in mind, there's 2 parts of the brain. You have the limbic brain and you have the rational brain. The rational brain is what's responsible for math and language, but the limbic brain, the emotional brain, is what's responsible for behavior. And if you want someone to behave in a certain way, you need to understand that by telling them how great your product is, you're speaking to the rational brain. You're not actually making any behavioral change in them, right? And so you need to tie this price back to some kind of emotional state. That was horrible, you see that? So if you say, hey, I'm offering you $350 for this property, is that good? Can we get the deal done? Are you happy with that, right? And they say, I need $380 in order to get this deal done. Okay, well, I understand you want $380. I would want $380 too if I were you, by the way. I wouldn't want to take 30 grand less than what I want. Why would you? Now they're like confused. They're like agreeing with that, right? However, can I ask you this? How'd you come up with 380? And now they're gonna communicate, right? They're communicating. They're gonna sense themselves open up a little bit because they're having a conversation, not an argument. They're gonna say, I've already got offers for 360, so I'm definitely not taking 350. Great. I understand that you got an offer for 360, but we've been talking for 20 minutes. How could you even justify spending 20 minutes on the phone with me and we're talking about 350 and you already know that you got an offer for 360? What am I doing when I say that? I'm making them think. Like, why am I doing that? Maybe it's because I like this guy. I don't know. Now look, I'm not going to give you a whole dialogue with myself about how to close a freaking deal, but I'm just telling you that if you want to be an effective closer, you need to know how to communicate. You need to know how to keep a conversation going, and not just going for the sake of going, but actually moving forward through the sales process, right? And so what you're going to do is you're going to start the pitch, you're going to move into the questions, and then you're going to get the objections, which is part of the process, by the way. Part of the process is objections, and then you're going to overcome those objections by creating extreme levels of certainty, extreme levels of agreement, and you're going to keep going for what you want. You're going to keep asking for what you want. You're going to say, it seems like you like me. I know for sure that I like you. You seem like a good dude. How can we get this deal done at $350? Right? That's going to be a much more effective approach than, no, that property is worth $350. I need it for $350. Right? They don't give a shit about you. And you need to know how to communicate effectively. Send it back to legal. So now that we have this information, we can be a lot more confident on our phone calls, and obviously also the more phone calls we have, the better we'll get. I've only gone through 100 of the 600 new leads that I bought, so by the time episode 8 rolls out, I should have all those leads done, and I will make a banger video out of it, I promise. Thank you for watching, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in episode 8. Peace!